How off center. Okay, I think I fixed that. Hi, my name is Talia. Welcome to Talia Nerds Out. I just finished reviewing 3 different books, so they will be popping up in whatever order they happen to pop up. So I hope that you enjoy those reviews. This video will be a little bit of a lighter one. It's the last book haul I'll probably have for a while, at least until, I hit another period, maybe the end of the month, if I have a little extra play money. So some of these were purchases that I made at the end of last month that just started trickling in. One of these ended up kind of being for both my mom and I because I caught a deal on eBay and I figured if my sister didn't already have these books, it would be for her. If not, it kind of be for my mom and I. And that is this Nancy Drew collection, first 10 books. My mom has a lot of emotional attachment to these kind of books. These were the ones that I remember growing up with. She gave her collection to her younger sister, which I don't know why she did that, because I think she's always regretted it. But these are the good old-fashioned yellow books. She always read the Hardy Boys more. I always read these more, even though I read both of them equally. And I was also more of a boxcar children girl before I ended up transitioning into Agatha Christie. But I've probably read, I know I've read all of these, especially the classic ones. All these covers are very familiar, even if I don't remember the exact points in all the books. And this is what I think of being Nancy Drew, the good old-fashioned yellow covers. Just like the Hardy Boys ones are the good old-fashioned blue covers. And I got my sister, oh sorry, I'm shaking the camera again. Sorry about that, guys. I got my sister the other Carolyn Keene books, which she doesn't have, which are the Dana Girls. She's never read them. I think I read 1 or 2 of them during this era of my life. So I think I was younger than 10 when I was reading these, maybe about 10ish. And that's when I started reading books like Dana Girls, Bobbsey Twins. I was really into those kind of like girl adventure mystery books. That's where Beverly Gray falls in. Gosh, Davina found another one we found another one which I recognized and completely forgot about. I still can't pull the name out of my head. There's just so many of them that seem to be like a certain era. You have Trixie Belden in there. I mean, insert classic girl mystery detective there. Although I know you had people like the Hardy Boys for the boys' end. I believe that there's the Danger Boys. I didn't read those really. I mean, there were ones with boys. I just don't remember those as well. And Encyclopedia Brown, I kind of felt like was for everybody, and it didn't feel like boy adventure, girl adventure, whatever. It was for like a, hey, think about this. Can you figure out the mystery too? It was a different kind of book. But yeah, this kind of felt like a certain, whoopsie, books are trying to come out of the box. A certain era of books, it feels like. So let me put those down here. Now, I've been waiting for this one to come in. I'm not sure what took so long, but this is Around the World in 80 Days. Oh, thank you, by the way. I think that I was corrected by Adrian from Book Zealots. I said Alexandre Dumas's name wrong. I don't know why I went to the Spanish route. I asked my mom, who did learn French in high school and who spoke some French when we lived in Belgium when I was, little, and she also went to high school in Belgium, but military brats. But she verified that I absolutely mangled Alexander Dumas's first name, but she couldn't remember because it had been a while since she'd spoken her French. She couldn't remember how one would have said his first name. I believe that you leave off the S for Dumas, like it might be Dumas. I'm not sure. I can't remember what she said. Apparently I wasn't paying attention. But she also really enjoyed Man in the Iron Mask and The Three Musketeers by the same author. I could never really get into The Three Musketeers. Maybe I need to give another chance. And I know because of that, I haven't really given The Man in the Iron Mask any chance. So maybe I need to reconsider that. But one that I've always loved is Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. And I think I mentioned this before, that I always thought this was a British novel. And I don't know why. I didn't register Jules Verne was a French author. I believe he's French. But this story feels like a British story, because you start off in England with Mr. Fogg. And yeah, I've always thought it was a very British story. And I was so shocked to learn that it was not written by a British person. I don't know why I didn't know that. But I love this story. It's very much of an kind of like action adventure story. It was one of the first classics I remember falling in love with, even before Les Mis. I can't even remember when I first read this. I think I probably first read it as one of those illustrated classics that they have for kids. And then I think I found an adult copy later, because I remember having a little paperback. I might have even read it for school. I know I read the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea for school. Is it 20,000? 10,000? I can't remember. I didn't like that book nearly as much as I did this one, which is why I can't remember. But looking forward to reading this. I also intend to read, even though I don't think it's by the same author, Journey to the Center of the Earth. I've never read that. That seems like it might be exciting. But I look forward to reading this again. It's a shorter book. I should plow through this quickly. But I told myself I can't read any of my new Oxford World's classics until I at least finish Les Mis. Moving on. Now, I remember when I was talking about the classic, girls action adventures books, I mentioned Beverly Gray. Well, I remember around the time I was reading my mom's Beverly Gray book, my sister has it now, I remember reading this other book that I always kind of connected the two books in my head because I read them at the same time. I liked the Beverly Gray book, but I actually preferred this one. And I don't know why I was thinking about it, but it came to my mind that, oh yeah, I really enjoyed this book. Don't know what happened to it. So I went and I found another copy. You can't get it on Kindle. And this is one of the few books that exist that were actually authorized editions. And this actually came to me still in the package. In the pack, wrapped up in pack. My brain just broke. It was like wrapped up in plastic, so it was in pretty good shape, considering the fact that it's an older book. This is The Green Hornet, The Case of the Disappearing Doctor. I still remember parts of this book. I remember some stuff with the secretary. And I just remember this being a fun book. I mean, look at just the inside. So, Pulp Fiction-y. Just so much fun. And I think this would be maybe a nice, quick, cleanse read book, just sort of like as a palate cleanser. I know I could plow through this really quickly. The text isn't big. Oh heavens, the text is ginormous. It has that old book look and smell. Oh, and the illustrations, which I forgot there were illustrations in there until when I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that now. That's not the one I remember. Let me find the one that I remember, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they have their illustrations in here that are just like, add that little bit of extra something to the book. Not this one. There's a specific illustration. I think it was this one. And they have them in green, which I absolutely love. And yeah, I just look forward to rereading this. I haven't read this in eons. Oh, this is the one I really remember. That one. That one stuck in my head. I think her name was Leonore Case. What's her name, Leonore? That's kind of the way I remember her. But like I said, it's been eons. Oh, I better be nice to the cover of this book because it is old. Yeah, Leonard case. The book's actually in pretty good shape. It's a little bit delicate here, but otherwise it's in really good shape. The binding's tight. I just need to be nice to the cover. But yeah, so excited that I got this for a good price and in really good shape. Authorized TV adventure put out by Whitman. And the cover just, yeah. I wonder when this is actually released. 1966. 20th Century Fox Television Inc. and the Green Hornet Inc. So, real official, guys. Then, my art books came in. This was Sophonisba's fault. Italian women artists from Renaissance to Baroque. Because I do really want to see more work from the female artists of the era. Although I'm going to be really mad if there's less paintings than I think there are. Are you seriously going to give me black and whites? Oh my gosh, you're going to give me black and whites. Oh no, they don't. Okay, there's some more that are not black and white. I was going to be really mad if they only had black and whites in here. Okay, so it looks like they have a catalog in the back. That's where you have all the colored paintings. So this one's oil on canvas. Remember, guys, oil is women's art. Sorry, if you don't know what I'm referencing, go and check out the Sophonisba video. Michelangelo considered working with oil paints to be women's art. Oh, and this is talking about Sophonisba. This is one of hers. Thought to be maybe one of her sisters. More Sophonisbas. Oh wow, quite a bit of Sophonisbas. I guess she does have a huge section here, which makes sense. Oh, isn't that cute? Lavinia Fontana. Look at the puppy dog. Hold on. Look at him. Not sure how well you can see him. There we go. So, oh, I like that one. By Fede Galizia, Portrait of a Man. So I actually haven't looked through this hardly at all. So this will be very nice to enjoy. And I wanted to do through Baroque because I'm not a huge fan of modern art. And the other book on women artists that I have, it does delve into modern art as well. And I wanted something that was focused Renaissance to Baroque. That was perfect for me. So I really look forward to doing this, to reading this, enjoying this when that comes. The other one that I wanted was Painters of Reality, The Legacy of Leonardo and Caravaggio in Lombardy. And just look at that cover. I mean, doesn't he look excited? I like that painting though. Yeah, just right from the go, the first page I opened to. Look at that. Okay, we got some, I already see Vasari's name here. Oh, I know, okay, yeah, Caravaggio's. I was gonna say, I recognize that Supper at Emmaus, but it's not actually my favorite version of Supper at Emmaus, but there's Caravaggio's Supper at Emmaus. And I do enjoy Caravaggio's work. It's just not that particular one as much. They do have a nice mixture. Yes, they have the black and whites, but they have a nice mixture of the color paintings as well. Oh, this one came up in the Sophonisba book as an example of family portrait. This is by Bernardino Licinio. Sorry, I'm hitting another book, which is why I had to move. There we go. Let me move my Green Hornet books. I think that's what I hit. There we go. Oh, isn't that lovely? I'm going to just show you these two and then move on. Okay, so there's his, which is really nice, and hers. I love that. And these are by Giovanni Girolamo Salvoldo. And I probably said that all wrong, but those are both by him. So I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, hey, another Sophonisba. But yes, this is going to be a nice time reading. Oh, another Sophonisba. So Sophonisba is scattered throughout this, apparently. As well as, oh, I really like that one. Okay, no, I'll show that later when I actually get to it. So, this will be a really great book to read. I really do enjoy a more realistic art form. I don't mind it if it's done in a more painterly fashion, a little bit of a looser fashion, if they prefer not to do the more detailed oil painting. But I don't care for the modern art where it honestly looks like, you know, a 5-year-old could have done it. And I know for people who like modern art, sorry, I know that maybe I'm missing something about the colors or the composition or something. I'm sorry, guys, I just don't get it. I don't. I like a more classic style, something that I can go, oh yeah, that looks like a thing, and they did a good job making it look like the thing. Or a person or whatever. Now, the last 2 books I have to show, and I could start one of these this quarter. So this one here is A Woman of Valor, Claire Barton in the Civil War by Stephen B. Oates. And I started thinking about her again when I read the Johnstown Flood, and it talked a little bit about her and her effect on the aftermath of the Johnstown Flood. And I just, even though I learned about, I learned about her probably in school, well, most definitely in school, but I feel like I read, like I had a little kids kind of book on Claire Barton at one point. And that was before I had any idea that I wanted to be a nurse. But yeah, this is someone I can't believe I haven't learned about before now. I mean, like, made an effort to read a biography on before now. So I really look forward to doing so. This is long overdue. Now, speaking about long overdue, okay, I don't know how I worked 10 years as a nurse and like 4 some years before that as a nurse's aide without having read a biography, a true, like, in-depth biography of Florence Nightingale. How does that even happen? So here is my Florence Nightingale biography. I know, like, bits and pieces about things, you know, as it's scattered throughout history. You know, read about different historical books, especially since I do like reading about the history of medicine. But I've never actually sat down and read a dedicated biography of her. So I finally have one, and I can give her the attention that she deserves. So yeah, I look forward to eventually reading all these books. The art books will probably be, you know, spread out through different framed in Septembers, probably as I feel like reading them as well. But some of the more, you know, some of these type ones will probably be more like framed in September, especially since that falls during the right era. That falls during the 3rd quarter. Whereas these are set during this quarter. Now, who knows if I'll have enough time, because I did hit that, you know, kind of reading slump. Now, I have finished several of the books that I needed to get finished in order to get moving on this quarter stuff. I am still reading the Great Bridge. I got a little, like, it's been a bit hard to get interested in. Now it's heating up a little bit. I feel like we're starting to move forward past some of the preliminary stuff. But I actually found it interesting. I ended up having to look up a book on it that I'll eventually want to read. They had a little side note about the creation of the New York subway. And this was a concurrent story with some of the stuff going on with the bridge. You had a guy who was basically, think of like a crime boss who has his fingers in everything and controlling politicians and stuff. So you had that guy, and he wanted to do an elevated train. But this other guy, and I'm sorry, I don't have names in my brain right now, and the book's in the other room. The guy who wanted to create the subway knew that there was no way the crime boss would support him making a subway. He wouldn't get him the materials he needed, or he would make sure that it'd be very pricey for him to get the materials he needed to try this venture. So he did it in secrecy. Instead, started the, prototype to kind of show, hey guys, look, this is going to be a really cool idea. And I was like, now that story sounds interesting. So I looked up a book, and I will check it out at some point. It's only available via physical form. And it is called 722, it's taking a while for my phone to load it. Okay, 722 Miles, the building of the subways and how they transformed New York. Now, some people complain, oh, it's not enough focus on the engineering, it's talking more about the politicking and the stuff in the background. I was like, that's what I want to know, is that stuff in the background. Because that's the stuff that got touched on in the Great Bridge. I was like, that's an interesting story. That's the story I want to read. Although the Great Bridge, like I said, is heating up. So I will eventually, at some point, read 722 Miles, the building of the subways and how they transformed New York. And that's by Clifton Hood. And I will probably, like I said, talk about that again some other point. But yeah, that's it for this book haul. This should be, I probably won't be picking up any books for a little while because some of my extra money is going to start going for Christmas presents. Some of those presents have already started coming in. So for people, because I like to do my Christmas shopping a bit early. But yeah, so some of my book spending will definitely go down because I'm trying to budget a little bit better. And I budgeted for all these, so I felt really proud of myself. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me for this little book haul. Little in comparison to some of the other ones I've had, at least, although usually my book hauls add up over a period of time. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me for this book haul. Hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you at the next video. God bless. Bye.